Welcome to Gillette Stadium, where we are proud to be hosting today's games. I want to congratulate the competitors in the Eastern Mass Division IV championship game. Good luck to both teams. Play hard, have fun, and enjoy this special day in your lives.
Well, thank you, Robert Kraft, owner of the New England Patriots, and our gracious host for today's Super Bowl championships. 5 in the books, 1 more to go between Cardinal Spellman and Mashpee. Somebody's going to lose for the first time. Next. And welcome back, everybody, and this is what we call the nightcap. It is Super Bowl championship action. Division IV between Cardinal Spellman High School, the Cardinals, taking on Mashpee High. Both teams undefeated. Mashpee will be the home team, and let's take a look at what has happened today. So
George Cran with the big run right up the gut, Gary. He had 3 of those for scores today. 42-9 they win. Little razzle-dazzle. O'Connor to O'Connor. Lemonster wins big. Smoke Show 21-6. Elder with the keeper. 2 times he scored to lead Longmeadow. 35-7 they win. And of course, Duxbury finishes off their undefeated season. Nice job right down the gut with the big throw by O'Keefe. And of course, Gary's guy out the gate. What's his name?
Rammy Doe.
Rammy Doe. I think you're going to say nightcap more so than you said Rammy Doe.
Or
As BC High gets the big win.
how about
They
this?
win Super Bowl number 5.
How about Do-Re-Mi for Rammy Doe?
I knew it was coming.
I knew that was coming. Well, that's the first thing that entered my mind, Rammy Doe. A terrific football player, that young man. I mean, take a look at the road to Gillette here as we take a look at Cardinal Spellman, brought to you by Ace Tickets. Cardinal Spellman Cardinals won the Catholic Central Large title, defeated Shawsheen 31-7 for Cardinal Spellman and their head coach, Ron St. George. And from Mashpee, out of the South Shore, the Falcons. Mashpee High School won the South Shore League, defeated Millis Hopedale 30-12 on Tuesday. And that's all presented by our friends at Ace Tickets.
Mashpee, great tourist. I say tourist, obviously these kids live there, but a lot of time in the Cape in the summer. Spent a lot of time down at Mashpee Commons.
I'm sure they've appreciated that. They are led by head coach Matt Treveri. Mashpee to kick from the 40. This is a line drive kick. Cardinal Spellman will pick up the ball at the 15. Out to the 20, far side of the field. Heading up the field to the 33-yard line on return is Scotty O'Brien. Scotty O'Brien, an all-star. One of the many all-stars on this Cardinal Spellman team with an 18-yard return.
A lot of balance across the board. You got Hinckley, the running back for Spellman. Got 19 touchdowns on the year. They come in undefeated, as does Mashpee, Gary. So one of these teams is going home loser tonight. That's a tough thing. They don't throw the ball a ton. You'll see a lot of runs from this offense.
Led by their quarterback in Tim Burke, 7 touchdowns and 4 interceptions all the season. Man in motion for Spellman, but they'll hand it off. Up to the 43-yard line on the carry is Dan Kuska. Kuska is one of these guys that does it all. Has 10 touchdowns on the year.
Second leading rusher. He's got a lot of output for one of those physical guys. You could just tell by that first play, this guy's got a good motor.
Great two-way player, an all-star with 97 tackles and 2 picks. So we're going to be hearing his name a lot on both sides of the ball. 2nd and 1 right now for Spellman. Still in our own territory at the 42. O'Brien goes in motion. Will they get the first down? It's going to be close. Falling ahead is Pat Hinckley. So with that second effort, they're able to convert and get the first down as Mashpee put up a fight.
It's a nice effort. Taking a look at the middle, just a nice underhand give right there to Hinckley, and he picks his way through there. And right there, I mean, everybody stopped for Mashpee up front. That play was not dead yet.
We have an injury. Johnny Williams has left the field for Mashpee, grabbing his left hand. He's the junior defensive back, 6'2", 185. He's being attended to by the trainer on the bench. So first down now from the 46. O'Brien goes in motion. Fumble on the snap. Fumble on the snap. Cardinal Spellman was able to maintain control of the ball. Kyle Murray coming in and making the play.
Nice job by the senior. Watch it right here. Ball straight down. And Murray, good heads-up play coming through the middle.
3-yard loss, going to be 2nd and 13. Kyle Murray busting through the line of scrimmage. Burke was fortunate to fall, or had the awareness to fall on the football, maintain possession. Tim Burke's going to throw, looking downfield, can't find anything. He is in trouble, he's got to get rid of it, and he will throw it out of bounds. Heavy pursuit by the black and blue, the Mashpee Falcons.
Boy, the Falcons had 5 guys defending in the backfield, covering 2 receivers for Cardinal Spellman. Nowhere to go with the football. And Burke does the right thing, scrambles and throws it away. Cardinals averaging just a tad over 28 points per game. Mashpee almost right on it too at 29.5. So something's got to give, and we'll see what happens here tonight.
Passing situation, 3rd and 13 now for Burke. Fakes the throw, he's going to hand it off to Hinckley. Nothing doing, and he doesn't fool anybody.
Now Mashpee all over that draw, and that's the old Boise State draw where you try to do the wraparound handoff. Back sets off to the right side. Watch it right here in the middle of your screen. Set and set, little reach around to the right side. Nobody fooled on Mashpee up front. Good job staying at home.
All right, Jordan Kelly-Inouye on the tackle. We'll hear from him when Mashpee gets the football. He's their outstanding running back. Tyler Goodrow is back deep. Booming punt. Gonna come down to the 23, bounce around. It'll settle in at the 20-yard line where the Mashpee Falcons will be going to work. Led by their quarterback in Zach Orcutt. 35 yards on that kick, on that punt, I should say, for Ben Cowan. Nice leg. So they'll mark it back at the 19-yard line now for Mashpee, where the Falcons will go to work taking on Cardinal Spellman. 7:02 to go here, first quarter action. Final game of the day, and what a day it has been. A lot of offense in these contests, that's for sure. So people who came to the ball games were not disappointed, as they saw a lot of players get into the end zone. Handoff from Mashpee. Falcons with the ball. Oh. Falcons with a first down and more, up to the 35-yard line. And on the carry, Jared Taylor.
Let's see what the junior sees here as he takes the handoff to the right side. Almost gets brought down in the backfield, but constant leg turn, steps out of it. Takes a good shot right there by number 15, Rory Donovan, coming off the hash.
16 yards on the carry, as they will run the football again, and Taylor gets the call again.
Kuska with a nice tackle right there, number 35, wrapping up in the middle of that pile.
Second down right now for the Falcons, still in their own territory at the 40-yard line. Looking to throw, decides to run with the football, gets out of bounds. Thought he was out of bounds further up the field, but no, he's going to get hauled away down to the 35-yard line. How he stayed in bounds is beyond me. First down and more from Mashpee, and Zach Orcutt, their quarterback, looking to throw, decided to tuck it and run.
Take a look at Orcutt right here as he gets outside, Gary. Watch the receivers downfield. How many times have we seen that? Nice little wall off right there.
He's out. He's out. He stepped out of bounds, but they got away with one.
Do you want to throw the flag?
Well, no, I mean, I wasn't seeing things. Taylor with the call. On the original call, I thought he stepped out of bounds, and he did. I'm trying to make myself feel good.
Attaboy, Hawkeyes.
Yeah, now I'm going to get some letters and emails from Mashpee. All right, Kuska.
I don't know. Can you unequivocally say he's out? The foot can be in, but the ankle's rolling. And I think the inside of his ankle bone's out where the foot's in.
Oh, you're just disagreeing with me to be a pain. I don't know.
Trying to make it an issue.
Yeah, I know. Well, listen, hey, Mashpee's got the ball and they're moving it, and good for that.
Getting you ready for that pregame tomorrow.
Yeah, good for the Colts. Oh boy, Orcutt with the pitch out as he gives it up. 36, Kyle Murray. Dan Barry for Spellman. He's got all kinds of footballs on his head. Man, all kinds of stickers. Can't even see the logo.
What team was that? We saw the pancake ones when you got all hungry.
I can't remember. You're the one that got hungry, kid. I forgot. I know we saw it earlier, but man, that helmet looks red. It looks like a St. John's helmet. There's so many red logos on that. So 3rd and 3, Mashpee in the territory of the Cardinal, down to the 30-yard line. Orcutt is the quarterback. Taylor the tailback. Straight ahead, Jordan Taylor down to the 28-yard line. Let's see if they give him the spot and give him the first down. Kuska in on the tackle. He's all over the place.
It's a little give inside, just looking at the push that they give. But, you know, back to those stickers. I thought that was one of the coolest things when I was a kid. You know, growing up, you always saw Georgia with it. Florida State had the Tomahawks on them. Of course, the Buckeyes for Ohio State.
And you guys had the what again? The Rams?
Yeah, we had the Rams, but it's just a basic Ram head. But doesn't really mean anything. Doesn't make you a better player. But it's which guy's got more notches on his belt. You know what I mean?
So now it's 4th and 1. Quarterback sneaks straight ahead.
They stuffed him.
I don't think he got it.
No way. He lost yardage.
He did not get it. All he had to do was fall ahead. And Spellman comes up and makes a stop. Ricky Donovan, who's celebrating, and Zach Orcutt couldn't even fall forward. And a big-time stand by the Cardinal as they push him back.
Boy, and that's a good spot, too. I think they're right on there. I mean, they're not even going to measure this one. It's not worth it. All they do is reset the sticks another yard, back them up.
So the Cardinal Spellman will get the ball at the 29-yard line in their own territory here, 3:53 to go.
How many times today have we seen a stop or a big stuff on 4th down that swung momentum back for their team when their offense came back out on the field?
Handoff for the Cardinal as Hinckley gets the call. Pickup of a couple brings him to 2nd down. And Pat Hinckley, 21 touchdowns on the year, a conference all-star, 5'10", 190 pounds. Cardinal Spellman here a year ago. Lost to Holliston. More experience. They've been to the big dance. O'Brien is in motion. More mature, ready for this game. Hinckley gets the handoff again. It's just a sea of black and blue. My word. Mashpee all over it. On the other side of the field, and Tyler Goudreau, among others, pushing that pile back.
Mashpee doing a nice job getting push up front on the defensive side. If they could just carry that over to the offensive side. Several times in this game already, forcing Cardinal Spellman 3rd and long.
Yeah, from their own 32, it's going to be 3rd and 8 right now. Cardinal Spellman 0 for 1 on 3rd down conversions. Hinckley and Kuska in the backfield. Burke's going to air it out. Goes down to the far side of the field, and pass is going to be overthrown. It was intended for Scotty O'Brien. In on the coverage for Mashpee, Zach Buckley. Chucked it a little too far. I'll tell you so, these teams are not afraid to throw the ball downfield.
They're only telling you, we got one guy that's going to go get it. We're going to line him up to the outside. I'm taking 3 steps and I'm throwing it as far as I can.
Yeah, Larry Green actually in on the coverage, number 22 as opposed to 23.
It's not high percentage, but if you hit it, it looks pretty.
Okay, so Cardinal Spellman to punt the football, and Ben Cowan, very good leg. Will do the honors. Ball will bounce down at the 43, and O'Brien is going to let it roll down to the 31-yard line. For the Mashpee Falcons will go to work with 2:15 to go here in the first quarter. A 37-yard kick. On the punt for Ben Cowan. He has a leg. Also very good field goal range. Has hit in the 40s. Keep that in mind. This game could come down to a field goal the way it's going so far in this ball game. So.
Yeah, it's a defensive struggle right now, Gary, and it's whoever's going to step up and make that one big offensive play. Orcutt did a nice job on the outside, and I've seen several guys use that sideline, but avoid going out of bounds, stay in bounds, and pick up extra yardage.
Orcutt goes into shotgun formation. He's looking to throw. Fires far side of the field. Pass is incomplete. Bounced on the ground. Pass was intended for Chris Pearson.
Boy, and he's got guys open too on both sides.
Right,
3, 4 yard, 5 yard cushions all across the board. He can pick and choose which guy he wants to go to.
2nd and 10 from the 31 now for the Falcons. Coming out wide to the left, they've got Tyler Goudreau. Man in motion for Orcutt. As they go with a handoff, and the Cardinals are all over that play. John Bernard.
He's going to be pushed back, and we're dealing with a Mashpee injury over here on their sideline. I think they have the player's jersey off, but it looks like they've got the medical crew over here, and they're going to try and take him inside. Try and bring it to you as soon as we can figure out who it is as we look at that last play again.
And Johnny Williams, he went to the sideline holding his arms though early in this ball game. Might be working on that left arm.
Yeah, I know he was on the bench. Then they had him face down, and now they decided to bring the stretcher out, wrap him up, and you know, the way they're tying it up here.
Looks like a broken arm or wrist.
Yeah, and that's a tough one. It's a tough way to go out here early in the first half. A lot of football to be played tonight, but it looks like his year's over.
He is a junior. He will be back. Johnny Williams, 6'2", 185 pounds.
Yeah, and they're looking at the wrist area there, Gary. That's a tough one. You can tell he was in a lot of pain when he came to the sideline.
O'Brien is going to be back deep. The Cardinals. Orcutt barely gets that punt off. Might have been deflected. And that is going to roll down to the 40-yard line. Ricky Donovan actually doing the punting. Orcutt, as I should say, Orcutt doing the punting for Mashpee. I had it right the first time. 27 yards on the kick.
This is one of those games. It looks like you can win it 7-zip going away, and it's just about who's going to make that one play on offense. Which side? I don't think it's going to come from any extended long drive. It's going to be one of those quick-hitting, slip-up plays. Somebody's going to crease one.
Well, without question, this is the longest in any game today that has gone scoreless. With a $1:14 here to go in the first quarter between the Falcon and the Cardinal. Mashpee and Cardinal Spellman. Cardinal Spellman with the ball at their own 40-yard line for first down. You see O'Brien, 16, goes in motion. Burke is going to keep it, runs around to the far side, and he gets pummeled. Man, what a hit by 36, and Kyle Murray from Mashpee bringing the pain.
It's about the third violent hit Kyle Murray's had in this football game. Obviously almost caused that fumble earlier off the fumbled snap. Watch him move laterally from the middle of your screen. They tried to come up with the guard and get on the backer, but man, nice lateral speed. Let's take one more look at it. Full speed, bang. Up and down, that's the way you tackle head in the front.
All right, this is the third possession for Spellman. Cardinal Spellman punting on the first two. See if they get something going here. 2nd down and 8. Burke is back to throw. Now ball is going to be deflected, and he was overthrown. Ricky Donovan, another one of their all-stars at 6'5", 200 pounds, a senior. Couldn't handle the high pass, bounced off his hands. Total yards, Mashpee 54-17 over Cardinal Spellman. An important third down right here for the Cardinal. I don't know if they want to, I know they don't want to punt 3 series in a row. 3rd and 8 from their own 42 with 31 to go here in the first quarter. Final Super Bowl game of the day. That's Hinckley, the man in motion, Pat Hinckley. Burke's going to throw. Looking downfield's got time. Needs to get rid of it. He just couldn't find anybody open. As pressure was applied by Kenny Roach. from Mashpee. Had time to throw, just couldn't find anybody open.
Mashpee from snap number 1 of this football game is dominated on the defensive side.
Yep.
You know, again, we've seen this throughout the day where a running team gets into problems and it becomes problematic when you're forced into those long down throwing type situations, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. It's hard to convert. It's almost, they're scoreless right now. Stick to what you know, continue to run that football, be patient, and hope something breaks for you. Nice kick.
A nice kick again. That's one thing that Cardinal Spellman has going for them is they've had to punt. Fumble on the receiving team. Ball's going to be down on the 20. Larry Green maintained possession after fumbling the football, but you talk about the kicking game, Cuskett on the coverage for Cardinal Spellman. I mean, this kid, Ben Cowan, he's got a leg, 37 yards on the punt.
Lucky bounce. He's lucky that that one did not get kicked or booted away from him.
No, but his average on the season, though, is 34 yards. So he has it in that leg. And so far, he's been very useful for Coach St. George and the Cardinal. So Mashpee again with 14 seconds to go, taking control of the ball at their own 22. 1st and 10, Orcutt the quarterback. Handoff to Taylor, gets it up to the 28-yard line. Jordan Taylor gets the carry, and they're going to let the clock run out, and they'll switch it up. Change fields, if you will, and we have no score. No score after 1. This is unique to the day that we've had here in Foxborough. 2nd quarter action coming up.
Today's MIAA.
Yeah.
And welcome back. Final game of the day. 3 more quarters to go to put the caps on a phenomenal day here at Gillette. No score with Cardinal Spellman and Mashpee going at it. As Mashpee defensively has been sensational. See if the black and blue can move the football now. Orcutt is the quarterback. 2nd down and 4. Mashpee on the move. 1st down and more for the Falcons. All the way down to the 43-yard line. Calbury gets the call and the carry.
He's done it several times already tonight on the defensive side. Now, what can he give you on the offense? Little spin move. It's a quick hitter underneath to the fullback. You know, he's off and running into that secondary. That's a good job wrapping him up at the ankles, hanging on until you get some help. He's a strong kid.
15 yards on the carry. So 1st down for Orcutt and company. Pitch out. Gerard Taylor, I should say, gets the call. He's going to stumble his way ahead and get tripped up to a 1st down. Down to the 46-yard line for Jerry Taylor, 1,000-yard rusher on the year. 1 of 2 for this Mashpee team.
Some things starting to cook now for Mashpee. Getting outside, you hit one run to the right. Now we go to the left. Pick up 2 1st downs in a row. Those are big gainers to start drives.
.9:16 to go here, 2nd quarter. 1st and 10, Mashpee on the move. Falcons moving the football. Orcutt pitch out. Taylor takes it far side. Taylor still on his feet. 1st down and more. Taylor all the way down to the 32-yard line. Derek Barrows in on the tackle.
Watch the deep safety right here, number 15, Rory Donovan. He's got an angle. Look how he goes down to force him back inside. It's another tough run right there.
Fumble, ball's loose. Mashpee recovers. Taylor got the ball in the exchange. Had the ball stripped out of his hands. Johnny on the spot. Hayden Kilpatrick saving the drive for the Falcons.
With good awareness right there, as you said, Gary, by Kilpatrick. The ball's out. He almost grabs it off the deflection.
Peter Solid causing the fumble for Cardinal Spellman. Solid, one of their conference all-stars. Here's Ron St. George, great guy. Enjoyed speaking with him here Thursday at Gillette. Was here a year ago. Longtime head coach. Timeout on the field. Let's hear from Bill Scally. Timeout from Mashpee. See, Coach St. George talking to his guys, settling everybody down here. Second and long situation now for the Falcons, though. So if you're Zach Orcutt, the coaching staff, what are you looking to do here? You've got Taylor, terrific back. We have yet to see Kelly Anui, who's also a 1,000-yard rusher on the year.
You know, I like Murray as the strong guy, but I'm going with Taylor here. I need a chunk. I think it's going to be a toss to the strong side, meaning to the right. You're not looking to pick up the whole thing, but get back to the original line of scrimmage, try and get 6 here. That's not 6 points. Pick up 6 yards and come back at it, and I think you take 2 downs. You know, I think it's 3-down territory. I think you're going for it here.
There you go.
If you get 6, you got 2 plays to pick up 8.
Coach Trevery, we just saw him on the screen for the Falcons, and Mashpee has traveled very well. A sea of blue in front of the broadcast booth here today, so 2nd and 14 for Orcutt and the Falcons, and he's going to throw. Heavy rush by Spellman. Oh, gets rid of it. Pass is going to fall short, and the pass was intended to Kyle Murray, but a heavy rush put on by Cardinal Spellman. Peter Solid got back there, and there's a lot of it's a sea of white breathing down the neck of Orcutt.
Yeah, reason there's a heavy rush. Look at the right side of your screen. They vacate everything, and they bring it. Boy, if he gets that ball to Murray, Gary, you look at the yardage back there. He's taking that 20, 25 yards minimum. Little things, small little parts of the game.
Mashpee 0 for 2 on 3rd down. 3rd down and a bunch. 3rd and 14. Orcutt trying to keep the drive alive. They do the draw. Taylor gets the call. Jared Taylor, far side of the field. He's going to be down. It looks like just shy of the 1st down by about a yard. Perfect draw play and a great run by Taylor.
On 3rd and 14. Yeah, and that's the guy I'm looking for to get the chunk play. Nice effort right there. Down by contact. That part of his body, once he hits, the ball comes out. 4th and 1, and as I said, 3-down territory. You have to go for it here.
Jared Taylor, 9 carries for 66 yards on the day. And they'll give it to Taylor again. He's got the 1st down to the 20-yard line for Jared Taylor.
Gary, wait until you see this pancake block by the other back, Murray, who's done a heck of a job on defense. Watch right in front of you on your screen. Boom, there's Murray right there. And all he does is, and I think that's Kuska, 35. Watch the left side of your screen, right here. Boom, Kuska lifted up off the ground, placed on his back, 1st down. Look how excited he is.
And Gray on the tackle for Spellman. Kuska is no easy player to bring down.
Exactly.
6:45 to go here, 2nd quarter. Mashpee on the move. 1st down. They run the ball straight ahead. Mark it at the 19-yard line. And on the carry is 44, John Bernard. John Bernard, 5'10", 190-pound junior. Stocky back.
What a big play on 2nd and 14. Excuse me, 3rd and 14.
Absolutely.
Set up the 4th and 1.
For Taylor on that drop play. Orcutt shotgun formation. Bernard's to his right. We get flags on the field. It looks like a false start. I think some of the motion might have messed up Mashpee.
Yeah, we had about 3 linemen that also jumped.
Yeah, Kyle Murray was going in motion from right to left. Let's go to Bill Scally, our official. What do we got, Bill?
We have dead ball, false start, number 77 on the offense.
Graham Kilpatrick, the captain.
Take your pick right here. Motion's coming. Yeah. Poor communication there in the huddle. Looks like none of the receivers moved yet. Every single member of the offensive line moved with an early snap by the center.
First penalty for Mashpee. They don't want to shoot themselves in the foot. Moves it to 2nd and 13 now. To the 24-yard line of Cardinal Spellman. Receivers wide left and right. Orcutt play action, looking to throw. He's got a man open. Pass is caught down to the 10-yard line. On the catch is Larry Green.
You know, they fake it to Larry Green coming out of the backfield. But this play almost doesn't work because watch right here on the backside. They almost tackle Larry Green, but he does a good job keeping his balance, staying on his feet. Nice little touch pass to lay it in there, set you up, and I think we're at 1st and goal here. I don't think they can pick up a first.
Well, it's going to be a first down nonetheless. It's his first completion, Orcutt, on the day, the 12-yarder to Green.
Yeah, the sticks have been dropped on the far side. This is 1st and goal. 1st
and goal from the 10. The chains are down. Orcutt's going to keep it. Orcutt's got some room. Sack gets down to the 1-yard line. He did not get in. He fell down just shy of the end zone.
Yeah, he kind of got his feet tangled up, Gary, and he wanted to make that one last move. But he really smelled that goal line. He gets a do-over here. I think he takes this straight up the gut, puts his shoulder down. Good play fake right there, but watch it. He gets the cutback and right there, just straight ahead. No need to stutter. He could have took the hit right there from 15.
3 carries for 31 yards.
Donovan's made a couple sticks early in this game, but wow.
Well, they go to the handoff to the big guy, and Kuska comes over and makes the tackle. It prevents Kyle Murray from getting into the end zone. Murray, the 5'10", 200-pounder. Kuska well on his way to over the century mark for tackles in the season with this game.
Watch 76, Kevin Gray right there. That initial hit, because I don't know if Kuska is going to be able to stop that guy Murray if he had a full head of steam, and he lowered that boom at the 1.
3rd and goal from the 2 right now from Mashpee. 3:43 to go in the first half, and we have a scoreless game. Handoff, Taylor, and he still doesn't get in. He's brought down about the 2-yard line. Man.
Joe Glynn, number 80 again, Gary. You know, it's Gray the play prior, but watch the left side. Watch number 80 right there outside. Seals the edge, which forces Taylor back to the inside and allows everybody on the interior to clean it up.
Peter Solid, the big guy, also tripping him up, preventing the touchdown. Here we go, though. Doesn't even bigger than this in a scoreless game. We've got 4th down, and we got a timeout on the field as Cardinal Spellman has called a timeout with 3:01 to go. Scoreless game, 2nd quarter action. 4th and goal from the 2 as we take a look at the last 2 plays on the goal line here, Zoe, and points have been hard to come by in the nightcap.
Yeah, they tried it with the strength. They go to Murray first out of the power eye. Nice surge by Gray. Kuska cleans it up. And then you go to your speed guy. You get Murray inside. Taylor is the guy who tries the spin move. And that's just good defensive pursuit, staying at home, doing your job, reading your keys.
Current play of 15 plays and 76 yards, certainly chewing up a lot of time on the clock. From the 2, 4th and goal for the Mashpee Falcons. Time of possession, 7 of 13 on that drive. 7 minutes and 13 seconds, on the drive. The Mashpee Falcons, led by that man, Zach Orcutt, the 6 foot, 275-pound senior quarterback. Tyler Goudreau is far to the right. Have a receiver to the left, but Taylor's in the backfield. 4th and goal from the 2. Orcutt's going to keep it. Orcutt is heading for the sideline, trying to get in the end zone. He did not get in. He did not get in. He went end over end, tried to get the ball over the right pylon, and he went out of bounds on the right side of the pylon. Could not get the ball over the left side.
I cannot wait to see this replay. I think we got our SBL Live play of the game.
It was a very tough angle for this young man. Here we go.
Watch the football. Does he get it inside the orange pylon?
I don't know, so I don't think he broke the plane.
I think he's in, Gary. I think the ball went over the orange pylon. The worst thing he did right there.
This is the angle you want.
Right. Watch the football.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
He's over the pylon. All he's got to do. But it doesn't matter. He's in the air. The football is what matters there. Here's where he screwed up. He didn't screw up. That's a great play. All he's got to do is take that football and touch the orange pylon. Don't even go over it. Don't wrap around it. Watch. The body's in the air.
Yeah.
He's not out of bounds because his foot doesn't hit out of bounds. Watch the football. It's outside the pylon. It comes back in. Touch the pylon, and that's 6. The fact he didn't touch the pylon.
Right.
Put it on the referee.
That's a tough call, real time.
Right there, but look, the ball's inside, Gary. The body's out.
Yeah, but slow-mo, it looks a lot easier to. It's slow-mo. You can make the call. But listen, I saw. Okay, let's get back to the ball game here. Before you know it, you and I are going to be taking calls on this. Pat Hinckley on the carry, but I'll give you.
Is this call? We do the post-game
Well,
show?
I don't know, but we
start here after this one.
Well, we did start debating that play. I think it's a tough play for the official in real time.
Oh, of course, Gary, of course. But my point is, he's not out of bounds until part of his body hits out of bounds. He could be lateral. How many times have we seen Wes Welker scoring touchdowns this year where he elevates, somebody hits him, but yet, what's he do? He takes the football and he hits the pylon.
Yeah, well, like you said, the key is he's got to hit the pylon.
That's all. That's it.
And that's what did
And that's cracking it first edge to the white.
Okay. From their own 2, 3rd and 9 right now for Cardinal Spellman. They need to get out of their own end zone here. And they barely do that. Mashpee, the black and blue, a swarming defense. Hinckley can't find any room to run.
You got to take a timeout here. You got to stop the clock. You're going to get the ball back.
So 3rd down, 3rd and 9 now for Cardinal Spellman.
Boy, I can't remember the last time I got that excited over a 0-0 game.
Well, I'll tell you, this has been a physical game.
That's a great effort.
That was a terrific effort by Orcutt.
Oh,
it really was.
I mean, it looked like he had the edge. And we got to go back. We got to take another look at that one. Because from up here, Gary, where we're at, we're behind him. He looks like he had the edge. But watch the pursuit. Watch the pursuit of the goal line stand. And this great effort by this Cardinal Spellman defense. Here's your 2nd down. You know, you got the big guy Murray. He's the strong one. Counter it. Let's go backside. Let's give it to our speed guy and Taylor. Nothing cracking. So what are we going to do? We'll call timeout on 4th down. Let's put our quarterback on the outside. Nice bootleg. Watch the effort. Look, he's got it. But he hesitates for one little second. And man, this is such a game of inches. Touch the pylon and he's in.
I know. Well, again.
What effort. What an effort.
For Cardinal Spellman, 4th straight possession ending in a punt. So Mashpee will get very good field position. Green is back deep. You want to call it that, at the 40-yard line of the Cardinal. He's going to have great field position down to the flag's down. Green's on the move, still on his feet. Green all the way down to the 5-yard line and down to the 2-yard line, but a flag is on the field.
Well, they're pointing back here upfield.
Okay, the officials are conferring, and when referee Bill Scally on the 40-yard punt, and that's the one thing that Cardinal Spellman has been able to do. Ben Cowan doing a terrific job kicking the ball, punting the ball. All right, Bill, what do we got here? Looking to have a conference here, talk it over.
I think Bernard from Mashpee may have had a questionable block in the back. They're going over to the Mashpee sideline right now.
Yep.
Trying to explain, I think, what the call is. Yeah, and it looks like they're pointing. They're going to bring this back. That's a tough break.
That was a heck of a return, Larry Green. He was not. I don't know how they did not bring him down. Nonetheless, with just under a minute to go, Mashpee will have a chance to get on the board here. Even with the penalty, they'll have good field position as the flag remains at the 28-yard line.
Are we going to re-kick here?
And we also have a flag in the end zone on the goal line.
So it's going to be offsetting, and we're going to get a re-kick. Because you have the Mashpee returner all the way back up at his plus 42-yard line.
Bill Scally is taking his time and making sure everybody understands what's going on.
We have legal formation on the offense. Half the distance to the goal. 4th down, we will re-kick.
That's it? All of that for that? So what's the flag up here for? No idea. Okay, well, we'll do it again. Larry Green, back at his 36. Ben Cowan with the leg with the punt. Looks to kick it away from Green, and the ball's going to bounce down. Larry's going to pick it up on the hop. He's got the 35 down to the 30, 20. Not the return he had before, but nonetheless gets it down to the 20-yard line with 44 seconds to go. Derek Barros in on the tackle. Let's take a look at the penalty.
Yeah, let's see why this is illegal formation, and I think it's right here at the top of your screen. You got to get up here on the line of scrimmage. You got to count across the board, and that's a chance you take with 1, 2. Looks like you got 3 guys lined up, and they're trying to protect the middle of that field. So I understand the call right there. I saw Bernard pull off. So you also had the block in the back upfield.
It's Peter Solid, the big-time defensive player for Cardinal Spellman. Orcott's going to keep the ball. Zach takes it straight ahead. Moves down to the 11-yard line on the carry for Zach Orcott. Going to be about a yard shy of a first down. Should bring us to 2nd and 1. Peter Solid in on the tackle.
Yeah, and Mashpee's going to burn a timeout here, and that's a smart move. What you're going to try and do is pick up. You got to call 2 plays here, and what you want to do is pick up that first down on 2nd and 1. That's going to stop the clock. They'll set the sticks, but make sure you're lined up and ready to go. It's a good job right here calling your entire offense over, making sure guys understand it right here in the situation. 36 seconds. No, we don't want to burn one. We can pick it up easily. We got enough backs that can run it. Let's make sure we get it. Let's get up. Let's get set. Let's get off the ground. Let's get ready to go on the next play.
Zach Orcutt, 5 carries for 41 yards. Has only thrown the ball once. 12-yard pass completion. Joe, you said it earlier. This is the most exciting scoreless game that I've seen in a long time. I mean, this is very good. We've had teams running up the score all day long. But not today. The name of the game, defense for Mashpee and Cardinal Spellman in this one. There's Coach Matt Treveri for the Mashpee Falcons. 36 on the clock, 36 left in the half. 2nd and short, 2nd and 1. Mashpee with 143 total yards, 18 for Cardinal Spellman, but yet a scoreless game. And now another whistle. Timeout. This time Cardinal Spellman and Coach Ron St. George wants to talk it over. It's a game of strategies, though. We've seen a lot of that today.
Well, they had an issue, too, getting lined up. I think they were 1 guy shy. Tried to run him on the field, but you got a nice peek at the type of offensive set Mashpee came to the line with. Oh, boy, both these teams scoreless here in that first half. 12-0, both come in undefeated.
Here's the goal line stand earlier on, so.
One more time, it's Murray
at
the top of your screen.
Kuska,
nice push by Gray. Donovan forces it inside. Entire defensive effort there. Of course, the play everybody's been talking about, bootleg to the right. Orcutt elevates. He's not out of bounds. But we're trying to figure out where the ball was.
Well, as far as the official,
pylon. That's all you got to do.
As far as the official was concerned, though, he's out of bounds.
This is why we're excited, because it's been smoke show all day long. 42-9. Oliver Ames goes down. And it was maybe the best game of the day prior to this one. Leominster and St. John's, 21-6. And Longmeadow down to their fourth quarterback. Elder and company get it done 35-7. And of course, Duxbury remains unbeaten at 13-0 with the Super Bowl win in the previous game.
36 seconds here to go until the half. 2nd and 1. Pitch out. Mashpee, Taylor. Koska on the tackle at the 10-yard line.
Here you go. This is a good job. Pick up the first down. Clock stops. Get it set. And you get 2 wide receivers to the top of your screen. Only 1 guy covering.
Will they have enough time to get in? They certainly now will have 4 cracks at it. But again, Cardinal Spellman will call a timeout running on the field. Mashpee's 44, John Bernard, running on the field at the last minute. So this gets an opportunity for Matt Treveri to get his guys set. And Mashpee and Ron St. George talking to his defense here. So now with 25 seconds for Mashpee. 1st and goal from the 10. 8 first downs for Mashpee, 1 for Cardinal Spellman. But again, the only stat that really matters is we're scoreless. Matt Treveri in his 7th season with a tremendous program. Winning percentage of over 80%. We have a Bruins scores though. Bruins leading 2-1 over Toronto. End of the 2nd period as they are just a machine.
Boy, outside that shootout with Detroit. Talk about running the table. We talked about that Stanley Cup hangover and off to the slow start. Everybody talking about this is the way they finished the year and you play this way. Why not repeat?
Well, a lot of time being used up here in the final 30 seconds of this first half, and justifiably so by both coaches. From the 10, 1st and goal, Orcutt under center. He's going to look to throw it. He's got a man at the 5-yard line, down to the 4-yard line. Pass complete to Chris Pearson.
Get out of bounds. Don't stay in bounds.
Yep, clock's running. Clock is running. Orcutt huddling up, trying to get the guys to the line of scrimmage. 4 seconds. Spikes the ball to stop the clock with 2 seconds left.
Kick it. Major mistake right here on the boundary.
Yep. Chris Pearson did not get out of bounds.
Yeah, and he's
sophomore.
He's down right now, I think.
Well, we got a player down on the field. We see a trainer out there from Mashpee attending one of their players. And it looks like it appears to be number 52. It's Hayden Kilpatrick.
I don't know how he got hurt. It's a clock play. Take a look at him in the middle of the field. Oh, he just gets steamrolled. Let's try and take one more look at that, guys.
Ricky Donovan.
Left side of your screen.
Ricky Donovan comes in and nails him.
Oh, wait a minute. I mean, go back to the beginning of that. It looks like he had something wrong with his leg to begin with as he was trying to get set. I think he may have gotten hurt on the previous play there, Gary. But he's up and trying to get off the field.
Hayden Kilpatrick.
Well, he wasn't set.
Sophomore. And he's going to get some help leaving the field. And you're right. And that right leg's not looking very good right now.
I mean, even prior to the snap.
Cannot put pressure on it. So this is the longest. Is this an NBA game here? This is the longest final minute.
Watch this, Gary, on the left side right here.
Yeah, he's hurt right here. You're right.
He's already down.
He's already hurt.
For it. Oof.
Shotgun, pass, end zone, caught, touchdown, Mashpee! Zach Orcutt, the touchdown catch from Cody Bingham Hendricks, who was the quarterback. Cody Bingham Hendricks took the snap. Orcutt in the end zone on the receiving end, and Mashpee gets on the board. No time left on the clock at the end of the half.
I said kick it.
Okay, John Madden. So they brought in Bingham Hendricks. He's the backup quarterback, the junior. And he took the snap, and Orcutt was open in the end zone. And Zach Orcutt with some size at 6'2", 175. 5 plays, 20 yards, 44 seconds for the time of possession, but in real time it was an hour and a half. They will go for the 2-point conversion. Orcutt is going to keep it this time. Cardinal Spellman wraps him up, and he is not going to get in. So you give Mashpee an ache for creativity.
One more look at it. Take a look at the top of your screen. There's your quarterback. Put it up high. Nice athletic play. Goes up and gets the football. And a lot of overload to that left side, too. That's a good job creating that one-on-one on the backside.
Brian in coverage. How about if you're Cody Bingham Hendricks? Yeah, I played the Super Bowl. I was 1 for 1.
And a touchdown.
Yeah, I got a touchdown. That's pretty good. Wow, what a first half. 6-0 Mashpee in front. Halftime on the way.
Today's MIAA.
It's Super Saturday here at Gillette Stadium. We're at halftime of the Division IV Super Bowl between Mashpee and Cardinal Spellman. Right now, Mashpee leads 6-0, and Zach Orcutt's the story.
Wow, a couple great highlight film reels right there with Zach. I mean, the touchdown and the play before that on 4th down.
Actually, he should have had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that one right there.
He got in the end zone, Darren Flutie.
That's such a tough call at the high school level without replay, though. But this right here, using his athletic ability again. I mean, Mashpee dominated that first half offensively. Time of possession, total yards, 150 to like 20. I mean, but it's only 6-0, so Cardinal Spellman's in it.
All right, we'll be back with more highlights and more action. Right after this, we'll go down to the field and talk to Dan Roach. We'll be back in just a moment.
Great plays in this first half, but only a 6-0 game. As Mashpee got on the board, his time expired in the first half with the advantage 154 to 18 total yards. As the first half stats are brought to you by Dean College.
Boy, I tell you, if you're Cardinal Spellman and somebody told you early in this football game, for 2 quarters you're going to total 18 yards, but do not fret because at halftime you're only going to be down 6-0. You take that 10 out of 10 times. Because I tell you what, defensively, both teams have been so good early in this football game. And now we're going to see how much that momentum swung at the end of that half. The ability of Mashpee to convert it, take it down, use the clock, and the big risky play to switch up your personnel, split your quarterback out, go for it as time expires. And you take the 6-0 lead into the half. We'll see what adjustments are made. And let's not forget, Mashpee gets the football here.
21-13. Everett has the lead over the Warriors of Lincoln Sudbury with 1 quarter to play.
Wow, that's a close one. A lot of people thought Everett, maybe being the best team in all of Massachusetts, would pull away and make that game not even a close one.
Cowan with a very good kick. Comes down to Orcutt, far side of the field. Zach Orcutt still on his feet at the 40. They could not bring this guy down to the 42. He throws it, he runs it, he catches it. Zach Orcutt.
Boy, the whole, you look at those first half stats. Mashpee holds Cardinal Spellman 18 total yards. And you just saw Orcutt there. We saw him earlier in the game. Toe the sideline, work it, get it down, and of course the big run to get knocked out of bounds, got denied, and then had the opportunity to come back. They still have Murray, they still have Taylor. They got a lot of weapons to throw at you, all 3 at once.
25 yards on the return. Tyler Goudreau, he is wide to the right, bottom of your screen. Orcutt with a handoff. Gives it to Taylor. Jared Taylor, room to run. Look out, baby, he could be gone. Jared Taylor at the 10. Jared Taylor, touchdown, Mashpee! Jared Taylor
second half's gonna go. You know, you sit there for 2 quarters and it's such a struggle. It seems like Mashpee had to earn everything that they got. You look at Taylor, and all he's got to do, Gary, is split that first wave of containment, and then it's off to the races. We saw a guy earlier for BC High break 191 yards.
Remy Doe.
It just takes one big play like that to all of a sudden get the other team thinking, uh-oh, here we go. It takes us out of the game. Cardinal Spellman's got to counter with something now. You need some sort of drive because your defense has been on the field all game.
Okay, Mashpee going for 2. Orcutt under center, 12 zip. Mashpee in front. And Orcutt, play fake. He takes it himself, and he gets the 2-point conversion. Orcutt handed off, or faked the handoff to Kyle Murray, took it himself, ran it around the right side, and it's 14-0. The Falcons with the lead over the Cardinals. 58 yards on one play. 58 yards, 1 play on the drive, and a time of possession only 20 seconds.
Boy, that's the way to start a half.
You got that right, man. Talk about a tale of 2 halves. So different, at least at this point, early in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, this is just such a basic running play. I mean, there are 4 opportunities to get him within 5 yards. The individual effort to step through that last surge, that last tackle. That's a great run by Taylor, and that's a guy that they had bottled up. You remember that sequence late in the first half, a great goal line stance. They stuffed Murray to the right. They tried to take Jared Taylor and run him backside. They strung that play out, turned it back inside. He tried to spin move, and that's one where it's just straight north-south, no dancing, hit the hole and get out the gate.
Taylor over 1,000 yards rushing heading into this ball game, and just continues to pile on the total. 13 carries for 129 yards for Jared Taylor in this ball game. O'Brien back deep for Spellman. He's on the near side of the field. Mashpee will kick it off down to the right, angle it.
Boy,
ball goes out of bounds, so they're going to get the ball at the 40-yard line.
They don't want to angle it that much.
No, went out of bounds at the 27-yard line on the kickoff, so that'll give Spellman great field position.
We have legal procedure on the kicking team, penalty 5 yards. We will re-kick.
Well, in high school, they'll re-kick as opposed to the college or the pro game where the ball would be at the 40-yard line.
Boy, the kicking team really lucks out with that rule. Hey, I thought they're going to spot it on the 40. You think they changed that? You got to really penalize the kicking team, or how many times can you really line up and do that?
And it's interesting, though, because in my experience, if it's at the collegiate level, it's the same at the high school level. Generally, the high school and the college rules are the same, but in this case, it's different. So that is a break for Mashpee. And well,
we'll find out. I think repeat offender now. I think you take the football.
Goes out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
We have a legal procedure on a kicking team. 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
And we'll do it again.
Doesn't make sense.
Well, thrice
it's a funny rule.
It is a funny rule, but thrice the charm for Kyle Murray, who's handling the kicking for the Mashpee Falcons. So back deep for Cardinal Spellman. On the near side again is Scotty O'Brien. And this is going to be Matt Anastasi, who comes up with the football at the 40. He's got it to the 45, takes it up, gets it to midfield, so better field position. And our interpretation of the rule is they'll mark him down at the 49-yard line. John Bernard in on the hit.
Boy, it seems forever the last time we watched this Cardinal Spellman offense. These guys have got to be rested. They got to have some fresh legs. And they got to be antsy to get out there.
From the 49, in their own territory for Cardinal Spellman, Tim Burke He is still the quarterback. Last time we checked, shotgun formation. Spot pass out to the near side, almost intercepted. Ball was bobbled, intended for O'Brien. Tyler Goodrow deflects the football.
That's a great individual effort here by Goodrow. You look at him, he's going to be to the left side of your screen. Watch the pass. He blows up the receiver, whose job is to keep him at bay at the line of scrimmage. He fights through that and almost gets his hand on the football.
Fought through Kevin Gray, number 76 over there, to get his hand on the ball. Gray with a size advantage. Lateral goes to Hinckley on the far side. Gets it back to the line of scrimmage, to the just shy of the 50.
Saying if you're keeping stats at home, the fact that's a lateral, you know, that's going to go into the record books there as a running play. Backwards pass.
Alex Clark, another hit defensively.
So here you go, 3rd and 10. It's back to the original nightmare Cardinal Spellman had early in his football game, where Mashpee had their number on the first 2 drives on 3 and outs.
They do not want to punt the football again. They're very good at it, but they don't want to do it again. Fires down, first down to the 38-yard line. Ricky Donovan on the reception as Tim Burke just fired a bullet on the slant.
Look at the middle of the field. You got 2 guys moving outside, which took that underneath coverage out of the middle. And Donovan, all you got to do is slide inside. Nice, easy throw over the middle of the field, stuck it right on his number.
First completion of the game for Tim Burke, 11 yards on the catch for Ricky Donovan, a big target at 6'5". Also has a brother in Rory Donovan, a sophomore at 6'5" as well. Ball's handed off to O'Brien. Scotty O'Brien on the carry. He's going to get walloped at the 35-yard line. John Bernard making the play for the Mashpee Falcons.
Take a look at this collision right here. You know, it almost looks like it's going to be one of those halfback type passes. And he gets the hit. That's the same guy that had the nice stick on the kickoff after the touchdown.
Okay, 35-yard line right now, 2nd down. 2nd and 6 for Spellman. Donovan goes to the near side left. Hinckley in the slot to the left. And Kuska gets the call straight ahead down to the 32. Dan Kuska on the carry.
Kuska, you've called his name a lot tonight, Gary, especially on defense. He's been really involved, not only in the interior of that defense, but you know, he's usually your lead blocker. In a tough spot, you got it 3rd and short. Wouldn't be surprised if they go to him twice here.
Cardinal Spellman 1 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. Burke in the shotgun right now. Hinckley goes in motion. He's going to throw it. Pass is incomplete. Far side of the field. Was intended for number 80. Joe Glynn threw behind him. So it brings us to 4th down. 4th and 3.
Take a look at Killenui right here, number 18. Just his ability to get in that zone and affect that pass is why that pass was thrown maybe a little bit late, a little bit behind. Boy, that's the name from the offensive side we really haven't called. He's got over 1,200 yards on the year.
Killenui, I know I thought we'd see more of him, but it's been the Taylor show or the Zach Orchard show. To throw it 1st down for Burke. Got to go up top. He's got a man open, far side of the field. But it's going to be incomplete. He's out of bounds. Rory Donovan, the other Donovan, the brother of Ricky Donovan, 6'5" sophomore, goes up to get that one, but unfortunately couldn't stay in bounds.
Boy, and he had him too. Gets behind the coverage. I can't fault him for the decision there. But as I go back to what I said earlier in the game, you got guys that are 6'5". Why you wait until it's 4th and 2 to take those shots downfield? Do it on 1st, do it on 2nd. Put the ball up in a nice spot. They have the opportunity to make some plays down the field.
So Spellman does not punt the football, but instead they turn it over on downs. So from their own 32, Orchard and company are back in business. 1st and 10 with 6:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. Zach Orchard, shotgun formation, run of the option. Pitches it out. fullback's going to throw it down the field. Ball is bobbling. It's going to be caught. O'Brien in on the coverage, but the ball is caught by Tyler Goudreau. In the pitch back to Murray, the fullback. Chucks it down. Great coverage by O'Brien. Goudreau with the wherewithal to handle the bobbled football.
Yeah, and Scotty O'Brien, he's frustrated here. But what makes this go? Goudreau does not continue upfield. He comes back and he fights for that football. As you said, Gary, ball's underthrown, good coverage. Now it's up for which guy wants it.
Right.
How many times today have we seen the offensive guy in that same situation
Absolutely.
come up with the football? It must have happened 80% of the time where the offensive guy has received it.
27 yards on the play, 1st and 10 now from Mashpee. From the 41 of Cardinal Spellman. Handoff. Taylor. All the way down to the 24-yard line for a first down. Jared Taylor. Ricky Donovan in on the tackle. Jared Taylor, another over 1,000 yards rushing on the season. He's having a day for himself. Over 130 yards, well over 130 yards for Jared Taylor.
Boy, some of these games today, and this one is not any different, where it looks like you got two evenly matched teams, but at some point, you see that the better team may have the opportunity as that third quarter goes on to kick it into an extra gear. And now you're getting that separation, 14-0. Critical for Cardinal Spellman to get off the field here, or they're going to run out of time.
Yeah, Taylor with the carry again, gets it down to the 16-yard line in Spellman territory. So make it 2nd and 2 right now for Mashpee.
Up until a minute and a half left in that first half, Gary, this is an evenly matched game, even though statistically on paper, and a lot of people look at the yardage, 18 total yards by Cardinal Spellman, but they held their own defensively, and it's starting to see why it's so imperative of an offense to sustain drives, keep your defense out there. They get tired the way this team's doing right now.
Taylor's your tailback, 15 carries, 154 yards from Mashpee. 2nd and 2. They give it to Taylor. Plows ahead. It's Jared Taylor. We'll see where they spot the ball here. It's going to be close on the first down. And they're going to give it to him. They'll move the chains and they give him the first down at the 14-yard line for Jared Taylor. Drew Belton in coming up and making the play. Kevin Gray, the all-star defensive players for the Cardinal Spellman. 4:44 to go here. Third quarter. Very tight ball game in the first half. Mashpee headed to the locker room with a 6-0 lead on the last play of the half, and now they're up 14-0. Coming out strong in the third quarter. Play action. Orcutt throws over the middle, got a man. Touchdown, Mashpee. Orcutt threw that ball on the money. Pass complete to Murray. The big fullback, and Kyle Murray on the other end of the play action. Kyle Orcutt is having a day for himself, 14 yards.
Kyle Murray never really a threat through the first 3 quarters of this game as far as receiving the passes. He's been your strong guy, he's been your fullback, he's been your grader. They did a nice job slipping him through the line of scrimmage. And you give it to him, and then you got to worry about Taylor, and then you got to worry about Orcutt. Next thing you know, you got that guy that slips up inside. And talking about Murray, you forget about the guy, and he catches the touchdown.
Zach Orcutt has thrown a touchdown, and he's also run for a 2-point conversion. But he's caught a touchdown, and he's thrown a touchdown. Orcutt and Mashpee, and they are out to a commanding lead here. 22-0. Third quarter action, 4:26 to go.
Let's take a look at the touchdown, and Murray right in the middle of your screen. And it just so much looks like he's up there with that lead block. A good play fake. Linebackers suck up. There's no chance they have, and it's a good accurate throw by Orcutt to put the ball in the hands of a fullback. Look at the play fake. Extends the ball. He's got the head down, the head bob. And you can't blame those linebackers for coming up. You say, well, why'd they go for it here?
It's Orcutt. That's
go back and look at the previous 2 kicks on the kickoff.
So quite a day for that young man in Zach Orcutt, senior quarterback, 6'2" from Mashpee. A fantastic all-around day on the drive, 68 yards, 5 plays, 2.5 minutes, resulting in the Murray 14-yard touchdown reception. So Spellman now trying to get something going here on offense, and they really haven't been able to do it. Murray has took a quick breather after catching that touchdown. He'll come back and he'll do the kickoff from the 40. Anastasi and O'Brien will be back deep for Cardinal Spellman.
I don't know what the delay is here.
What was a tight ball game in the first half. First score of the game coming on the final play of the half. Right now it's turned into a blowout. Scotty O'Brien picks it up at his own 14. Scotty O'Brien's got some wheels, 30-yard line. Good run. Spin move, Scotty O'Brien. He's got some room to move. Across midfield. Finally going to be brought down in Mashpee territory at the 46-yard line. And Xavier Rose in on the tackle and a good run for Scotty O'Brien of 40 yards.
Boy, that ball looked like it was going out of bounds like the previous two kickoffs. Look at that block. He gets walled off right there. Two guys collide, but great individual effort. And watch Rose come in, Gary, number 40 right there. Because if he doesn't make that tackle, I'm not so sure if number 24, Kevin Fry, is all set to take him down.
All right.
40-yard kickoff return sets him up. Gives Spellman a chance now. Let's see what they can do with the good field position.
All right, Hinckley. The offset eye, he's your eye back. They got to hand it off on the double reverse to Scotty O'Brien, who's looking to throw. And he's going to chuck it far side of the field, and it's going to be intercepted by Orcutt. Superman from Mashpee does it again. He's thrown for a touchdown, he's caught a touchdown, and now he's intercepted a pass.
Really don't understand that call.
Yep.
You get a great return. He hit a couple of throws on that previous drive. He got some backs. Toss left. Hand off to O'Brien. Let him sit. Let him read. Buy time. Nothing there. He takes a shot. I mean, there's four Mashpee defenders in that area where he threw that football, and he's not used to sitting there and reading. That's a tough spot to put him in.
Quarterback on quarterback is Burke was the intended receiver, and he had Orcutt on him. So now Orcutt and Mashpee will have control of the football, and Taylor has it again. Taylor has the first down and more. Going to be tripped up just shy of the 40-yard line, and Scott O'Brien having a very good day for Spellman. One of the highlights for the Cardinals is he trips him up on the carry. And Taylor's well on his way to a 200-yard game here. Over 160 yards for Jared Taylor.
Boy, and from an individual perspective, I mean, he really broke out here, Gary, and this is the one, ever since the end of that first half where it was dinking and dunking and chipping away and trying to grind it out. Now he's starting to pick things up at 14 a clip, 13 a clip, and of course you had the big gainer for the touchdown.
17 carries for $171 for Taylor, and he adds to the total. Down to the 46-yard line with Jared Taylor. We're getting us up to third down and 4. Right now from Mashpee, 3:30 to go, third quarter action.
Yeah, let's not forget he picked up the first down on the previous one, so it sets up a second and 4. But they did a nice job calling Orcutt over here. They're telling him, let's work this clock here. Let's take our time. What we want to do on this drive is just grind it out. And Gary, you're right. Pushing 200 yards here. 177 by Jared Taylor.
They send Pearson wide to the right. They're just going to work this kid. Taylor gets the carry again. Taylor across midfield. Taylor still on his feet to the 40. Taylor at the 20. Taylor at the 10. Taylor at the 5. Taylor at the end zone. Touchdown. Mashpee. Jared Taylor. 54 yards. Putting him at 220 yards on the day. What a day for this young man.
He's trying to tap out, too.
Hey, I need a break.
You got 2 more levels, man. You can't tap out in high school.
Come on.
He's Deion Branch.
6 feet, 210-pound junior for Jared Taylor. And he's back for another year.
It's really nothing complicated. It's just a little sweep and make 2 guys miss, get a block on the outside, and nobody's at home.
19 carries, 231 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the day for Jared Taylor, and the route is on from Mashpee. Orcutt looking to keep it on the two-point conversion, working, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds. The number 80 for Spellman and Joe Glenn.
Quite don't understand why they continually go for two. You're up 28-0. They must have some issues in the kicking game, whether it's from snapper or their holder maybe down. Let's not forget they did lose a guy earlier in the game.
Johnny Williams.
And Johnny Williams, you know, and the defensive back to be one of your guys, but you should be able to substitute a holder in there.
3 plays, 75 yards in a minute and 11 seconds. And we thought this was going to be a close game, so for a half it was. Okay. And the games today really haven't been that close from Jump Street. So we had a great first half, 6-0 Mashpee in the lead, as they've scored 22 unanswered points here in the second half. And Cardinal Spellman is yet to get on the board.
Yeah, it seems like Mashpee was the most patient of the two.
Yep.
You know, through that first half, kind of back and forth, 3 and out. But they continue to bang away at it, and they just would not get denied. You know, they were at the goal line, they tried punching it in, it didn't work. So what do? You set up a return, okay. 2 offsetting penalties, we re-kick it. It's all right, we return it, we get it back.
Murray with the kick. O'Brien takes it. Scott O'Brien heads to the far side looking for some room. And he's run out of bounds at the 34-yard line for Scott O'Brien. 2:44 to go here. Third quarter, and a flag is on the field.
What's the referee's name again, Gare?
Bill Scally.
Scallywagger.
We have dead ball, personal foul, number 6 on the flag, first down.
Jake Martini. Guilty of the flag.
So, I mean, if you're Spellman, you can't really say, hey, you know, our backs have been against the wall. You look at where they've taken over the football, and especially here in the second half, I don't think they've started on their side of the field yet. You know, it's not like they've got to drive at 80 yards. Somebody just make a play, get into field goal range.
Ricky Donovan is wide to the left for Burke. Burke looking to throw, incomplete. Fires down to the 44-yard line, and the pass was intended for Rory Donovan, one of the Donovan brothers.
If I'm them, I'm going to the backside. I'm trying to find Ricky Donovan. You know, he's the guy that's 6'5" on the other side, number 7. Going back to that last drive, you saw the pass over the middle.
Kelly Anui in on the coverage. The athletic Jordan Kelly Anui at 6 feet, 205 pounds. Second down. Burke to chuck it. Fires down the center of the field, and it is going to be intercepted. Mashpee comes up with the pick. And that is Green. Larry Green with the interception, as that was put up for grabs.
It's not like Mashpee throws the football that much better than Cardinal Spellman. Their runs have just been home runs.
Yeah.
You know, their ability to run the football. You got 2 teams that like to run the football.
Right.
And it's a shame to fight and scratch and claw and go all year and get through 12 games where you got 2 teams totaling 24-0, and you've got to go out this way where you're down 28-zip.
Well,
now you got to try and be something that you're not. You're not a team like Duxbury that spreads it around, that signals plays in, that operates the no huddle, that goes in 2-minute mode.
Everett with a win over Lincoln Sudbury, but those Warriors were mighty proud of you. Yeah, Everett 36-13. Of course, Everett, one of the top programs in the state.
Yeah, and Everett was up 21-13, and here we go again.
Jared Taylor on the carry. Jared Taylor is a man, people, down to the 48-yard line. Yves Celestin comes up to make the stop. 30 yards on the carry for Jared Taylor. You know, so when you look at these 2 quarterbacks here, in fairness to Tim Burke, you know, Burke's a junior, and you get Zach Orcutt, who's a senior, and Orcutt's very versatile. I mean, not only has he thrown the ball, he's caught a touchdown, but he can also run the football. I mean, I think the difference between the 2 here is that for Mashpee, you have a quarterback that can run the ball and is a running threat. And I don't know if that's necessarily the case with Spellman.
And he's a good athlete. Looking at Orcutt, you know, let's remember that first touchdown of the game at the end of that first half. They did a good job calling a timeout, resetting personnel. You get the direct snap to the tailback. And what's he do? They split Orcutt out to the side. He runs the fade route and then goes up for the jump pass. Also, it was a heck of an effort he had, you know, going back to that play at the pylon.
I mean,
where he was elevated.
I know,
he
you're
gets
right.
turned upside down, and he still tries to get the ball.
I mean,
on the orange
replays showed a different story, but in real time it didn't look like he was in. But the replays showed a different story.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was close at real time.
No, in real time. So don't review it in high school. And straight ahead for Mashpee as we'll take a look at that play again in the first half.
You know, and there's the keeper right there. He puts the ball on the hip, but watch the effort right here. He gets the hit. But as he's upside down, you know, and it was such a quick move, but we have the ability to slow things down, and then the jump pass going up and get it at its highest point.
And Bingham Hendricks
got the ball rolling for Mashpee, and that's the key.
Cody Bingham Hendricks in a quarterback on that play. Came in for a play and got it to Orcutt. 3rd down and 5. Taylor again. Jared Taylor still on his feet all the way down to the 27-yard line.
You can't wait for this guy to go out of bounds. He's not going to cut it back.
You're talking about a guy with over 200 yards, so in the 3rd quarter alone.
And hockey fans, Bruins up 4-1 over Toronto. Thank you, Kessel. Nice job, Marchmont.
Keska in on the tackle right there, and you take a look at the two players. While you have, you know, you have Taylor, an outstanding day. And in the end of the 3rd quarter here, you know, you have Taylor with an outstanding day, and then you have Orcutt with an outstanding day. You're going to have a tough time picking the player of the game, my friend. Mashpee in control. 1 more quarter to go.
Today's MIAA.
And welcome back. Final 10 minutes of the day. Final 10 minutes of the day.
This is it?
This is it, boy. But how about the running back at Taylor from Mashpee? 21 carries for 280 yards. Wow. His previous high, 183 yards on October 7th against Norwood.
A lot of those came on 3 specific runs.
Yeah. So that young man has had a day for himself.
He's still in that ball game.
In Mashpee, and Coach Matt Treveri, they've got another year left. He's only a junior.
Well, that's a tough part, man. You know, you get these kids back, and you know what's the next step? What's the next layer? How do we make them get better? You'll find other ways. Get them involved in the passing game. Can we use them at flanker? Move them all around the field.
Yeah, there's the big man, the fullback, in getting the carry, Kyle Murray. Let's take a look at the touchdowns. A couple on touchdowns here by Taylor. This is why he has such great day statistically.
Yeah, these are the north-south runs right here. You see how quick he hits that hole, and it's off to the races. 3 guys running into each other, the ability to accelerate at the end. And here he is. That one was inside. Now we take it outside. A freeze frame. Oh, he's got a lot of help tonight.
He's jogging.
Good blocks down, and yeah, Gary, like I said,
he's jogging.
It's almost a 3rd gear, and you don't really kick it into overdrive. He didn't have to.
Wow, look at those numbers. Holy cow.
13 yards a clip. That's the big one.
And he's still getting the ball.
I think this one's actually Murray. No, it's Taylor. You're right.
There's Taylor.
I don't know why I'm correcting you.
Peter Solid on the hit. So you can do anything you want, man.
I just think at some point, yeah. Hey,
7:54 to go.
Yeah. Hey, what are you trying to get, 300 here?
Yeah, I mean, that's all I'm used to being corrected.
This game's in hand. And take that from Felger.
Oh,
you're getting ready for pregame tomorrow.
That's right.
There we go. Last quarter, Gary.
Here we go. We're in the
Look at
home
this guy
stretch.
hanging in there.
You got Paul over here doing the stats. He's ready to go. You got our whole crew. Pat back here. Jim Ellis. Come on, Ellis. Show your face. What are you, in witness protection?
He's back here.
Look at his Ellis. Ellis is eating all the brownies. My friend Liz Metler from Needham. Unfortunately from Needham, that was one of the good things that happened to him today. Now, Ellis is dying to get on camera. He never, look, there's Ellis. Oh, come on, Jim. Look, now he's playing shy. I'm going to move. There you go. Get him. Oh. Now his wife's going to go. Now I know what you've been doing. Tell me you went to Home Depot. Wonder why you were gone so long.
It's been a fun day. It's been a long day.
It's a great day. We look forward to it every year, and Robert and Jonathan Kraft have been kind enough.
They're never the same game, and that's the best thing about this day is every game's different.
You know, Matt Smith and his crew, they do a great job of putting everything together. Russ Ken always remaining calm. Keep the truck calm, cool, and collected.
Calm, cool, and collected. I think it's a lot warmer than our booth is.
And Dan Barry, another hit.
Gotta find a way to get the Colts visiting coaches in this booth because freeze them off. You got a nice dome team coming in here tomorrow.
Well, I have a feeling is not Jim Nance. It's Marv Albert who's going to be sitting in my chair tomorrow. He gets heat, right?
Yes.
Marv Albert and Rich Gannon. Wasn't Gannon in your class? Would he come out?
No.
Did he come out later?
Yeah, I think he was in the league longer than me.
Yeah, I get Gannon.
Obviously,
I get Gannon.
He played a little longer.
Gannon and Blackledge.
Who was he? Wasn't he the player of the year in 02?
Yeah, he was with Oakland. Yeah, he was great.
Gruden.
Into the end zone, another touchdown for Mashpee.
Guess who?
Yeah, Jared Taylor.
Boy, this is going to be a tough one trying to pick player of the game here.
Well, I've got to tell you, Orcott really put him in a position. Gave him the lead and gave him the advantage in the first half.
Is he over 300 yet, Gary?
306 yards.
Wow.
26 carries, 306 yards for Taylor and 3 touchdowns.
And this is in week 3 of the regular season. You're talking about a Super Bowl championship game, Gillette Stadium, 306 yards. I wonder what's going on down in the end zone there. Looks like there's a lot of important people over there with suits and top coats on.
And the pass is going to be intercepted on the 2-point conversion. And Roy Donovan comes up with the pick. So one of the, perhaps the only mistake by Orcott today. So at 5:35 to go. Mashpee on their way to winning the Super Bowl with a 34-0 lead. Let's take a look at Kyle Murray here because he's another hero. Big hit right here on Burke earlier on.
And this is the way the game was going early. A lot of knockdown hits, big defensive stand. There's the block in the middle, which we talk about heroes. Obviously, 306 yard gets it done. But here's the halfback pass right here. We saw him do it on the defensive end. Kickoff coverage. Offensively, taking the brunt of the work. Laying guys out. And I think it was actually Kuska. He took on one of those screen passes where he lifted him off the ground, put him down, and then he's on the receiving end of a touchdown pass. So to do everything, kind of the unsung hero, but the story of this game is obviously going to be Taylor. You know, and his job and what he's done tonight to eclipse 300 yards. That's a heck of an effort.
Yeah, I mean, with Zach Orcott, he got him on the board first. Final play of the half. And I thought that Orcott got this team going offensively, and then Taylor just picked up, and he kept the momentum rolling, and he just steamrolled his way to a 306-yard day. Okay. And there's Murray, who'll kick off from the 40. And Hinckley's going to be back deep with O'Brien for the Cardinal. Line drive, ground ball, kick. O'Brien's going to come up with it. Here's Scotty. Scotty O'Brien up to the 30-yard line and up to the 34-yard line. And this is where Cardinal Spellman will go to work and at least try to get on the board. Robert Andre on the tackle.
I think your goal right now, and it's not about trying to stop the clock. It's about let's try and grind something out. Let's have something to hang our hat on. Let's go back to the basics. Let's run the football. Bruin game has gone final 4-1. The Boston Bruins win again.
You can't stop them. You can only hope to contain them. Burke still at quarterback. Hinckley the call, the big back. And Hinckley gets a first down to the 44-yard line for Pat Hinckley.
Yeah, that's a nice move right there, getting back to what you do well. I know this game hasn't gone the way they've wanted it to go, but they had a really nice year, Gary. 12-0 coming into this game. A lot of these kids playing their last game. A lot of kids today playing their last game, and you'll never forget your last game as a high school player.
Well, Cardinal Spellman, they have a terrific team, undefeated this year before this game, just like Mashpee. Coach Ron St. George runs a great program. Back for the second straight year in the Super Bowl, passes incomplete. But they're back for their second straight year in the Super Bowl, unfortunately on the losing end again. Nonetheless, though, you got to have a great program just to get here.
Absolutely.
So Coach Ron St. George is a good man, and the Cardinals certainly have a lot to be proud of, and the folks at Cardinal Spellman should be proud of their school from the town of Brockton. And on the other hand, you have Mashpee, and here's you see Coach St. George. He's the lifer.
Likes being around the kids.
Hinckley with the spin move, stays alive, gets back to the line of scrimmage. And then on the other hand here for Mashpee, you know, Matt Treveri.
7 years in it, right?
Yeah, I mean, coming in and really with a terrific game plan and some terrific players here.
You know, we looked at that earlier in the game. You know, an 80%, 80+% win percentage down at Mashpee. And you do that continually year after year. That's a great tradition they have going on. That's a happy staff right now. They're really into it, continually coaching these kids up. It's a young staff.
There's Matt. And Burke's gonna heave it. Complete down the middle. Good enough for a first down for Cardinal Spellman. So Ricky Donovan on the other end of that one. The Donovan brothers with some height, both at 6'5". Now for Ricky, this will be it as he's a senior. But his younger brother Rory, as a sophomore, has a couple of years to go at Cardinal Spellman.
A nice ball. You know, they've hit that one several times over the middle of Donovan. You just wish at times maybe that's something they went back to earlier in the game.
O'Brien is wide to the left. You got Kuska and Hinckley in the backfield. Hinckley gets the call on the toss sweep. And Hinckley brought down eventually down to the 36-yard line. 3 minutes to go in this one. Mashpee on their way to a Super Bowl championship. Final one of the day.
Hinckley with 19 on the year. Would have really liked to see him get in the end zone this year to get that even 20 touchdowns. You know, well over 1,000 yards. These kids have fought hard, though. You know, even all the teams today on the losing end. You know, not giving up. Saw no quit out there today. That's a tribute to some of these staffs, and that's a hard thing to do. And as a kid, that's an easy thing to want to do. This is tuck your head and just get on with this game and get out of here. But you know, they fought hard, and here they go. They're trying to drive this football inside the 25.
Well, Kuska gets it down just inside the 25 to the 24. You know, at the end of the day, Zoe, you just want to play. So even though, you know, things are
kind of that's the approach they have right here on this drive.
Just want to play. You know what? Let's just go play ball.
Let's do what we do well. Let's run it.
Let's have some fun.
Let's dink and dunk it. This is how they drive the football.
You know, try to play ball. We're not going to win the game, but we're here at Gillette Stadium. It hasn't gone our way. Timeout on the field, Mashpee. And then the Mashpee Blue, the black and blue. They have traveled very well coming up from Mashpee, Massachusetts, and a slew of blue in front of us here, Zoe, on the west side of the stadium.
Yeah, this is a classy move right here. Taking the kids out of the game, getting everybody in. Here come the young ones now.
And they are excited, to say the least. It's number 20, Robbie Hendricks, he's skipping onto the field. Players of the game brought to you by Bob's Furniture. Here we go, Zoe.
You know, obviously for Mashpee, that's an easy one. Jared Taylor, over 300 yards on the day. And you see him getting talked to right there. It's a tough one for Cardinal Spellman, trying to see who was there. But you look at Scotty O'Brien, really active on defense today. 7 tackles, but I like the 40-yard kickoff return.
Absolutely.
You know, he almost broke it. The ball was going out of bounds. He was patient. And nice effort out by that young man.
And an honorable mention for Zach Orcutt, the quarterback for Mashpee, throwing for a touchdown, catching a touchdown, and also having an interception today. I think if it wasn't for Jared Taylor, you'd be talking about Orcutt as the player of the game for Mashpee. But that just goes to show how talented the Falcons are. So it's been a great day. A lot of offense. We had a close game for a bit here in the first half. But like the previous games before, Mashpee took control and turned this into a blowout.
Yeah, teams that could hang, teams that were patient, and eventually, once something happened, how do you capitalize? What's the next play? You know, it just takes whether it's a first down conversion, a big fourth down stop. There's Kuska on the run up the middle as this game goes under 2 minutes. Mashpee really ran away with this one today, though, Gary.
No question. A second half. That third quarter belonged to Jared Taylor. Take a look at the no-nonsense play of the game, brought to you by SBLI, the no-nonsense life insurance company.
No question right here. Jared Taylor, we've seen this multiple times already, but he gets out the gate, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, they build that lead, and it's 14-0, and that, I think that was the first play of the second half. So after the kickoff, they get it, and bang, 20 seconds into the second half, Cardinal Spellman found themselves down. They went for the 2-point conversion.
There's
and it
the
was
man.
14-0. We'll take a look on a big night in the nightcap here, right here at Gillette Stadium.
As the clock will tick away. There's Scott O'Brien, the Cardinal Spellman, a warrior. He has played very hard today. That's why he's one of our players of the game. Fourth down, right down for the Cardinals. They try to get in the end zone. Try to avoid the shutout. Hinckley, he gets the carry. Hinckley first down. Pat Hinckley still on his feet. Touchdown into the end zone for Pat Hinckley. So the Cardinals will get on the board with 38 seconds to go. 18-yard run for Pat Hinckley, the senior running back and the all-star. Good for him.
That's the one you were looking for. 19 on the year, as I said. And boy, you didn't think he was going to get the opportunity, but he finds a way to get number 20 for him on the year. Cap off a great year running the football. Hard to get excited, but...
Yeah, little consolation, but nonetheless, 10 plays, 67 yards at 4:43.
Plus, you don't get that goose egg, you know, you don't take that home in your pocket.
No. But you can say he scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. They go for the 2-point conversion. Burke is going to throw. Looks into the end zone, and they get it. Ricky Donovan on the other end of the 2-point conversion. And 34-8 will be the score as the Cardinal Spellman Cardinals will avoid the shutout with 38 seconds here to go in the final Super Bowl game. Let's take a look at what occurred today here in Foxborough, beginning at 9 a.m., 9:07 to be exact. So remember this?
Hey, that's George Cran, right, Gary?
That's him.
I'll be thinking about this all night, dreaming about it. A little razzle dazzle from Leominster. O'Connor to O'Connor. 21-6, they get the win, running away with it. Of course, your guy Elder, you liked him all day long. Fourth quarterback in the game. He's done a great job all year filling in. Matt O'Keefe right there on the big one, right down the middle. There's your guy, Gary.
Ramey Doe.
Go ahead, one more time, baby.
That's his
91 yards.
91 yards
Hater.
for Deontay Ramey Doe, as he had a big game for BC High. The Eagles took home the trophy first time since 2008 in the Division I championship. So for the final time, Cardinal Spellman will kick off. Ben Cowan, the senior. They try the onside kick, but Mashpee will recover and have the ball at the 48-yard line. As the clock ticks away, down to 30 seconds. As the Mashpee Falcons are prepared to celebrate. You can see on the sideline for Mashpee, the young men are excited like Kyle Murray. Chest bumping with Larry Green, and there you see Zach Orcutt.
Yeah, 30 seconds to wear off air here, Gary, but another thank you to Robert Kraft and his family for providing this environment to promote high school football here in the state of Massachusetts. It's great to have the Western teams involved today. Of course, try to keep you updated with the other games going around, and Outstanding job by Kraft Productions. Everybody in the truck. Our guy Russ Ken getting the job done in there.
There you go, Matt Smith.
Continue to Peter Brady this thing.
So it's late. It's
Time
fine.
to change.
But a job well done all around. All the teams, all the schools, all the communities.
Our camera guys, our statisticians, our spotters, everybody. Thank you for such a great day. We had some great weather, but it's been a great day here at Gillette Stadium.
And thank you to the MIAA for being gracious hosts along with the Crafts. Thank you, Robert and Jonathan. As the Mashpee Falcons finish up the day, they are the Division IV Super Bowl champions. Congratulations to Coach Matt Treveri. Congratulations to Cardinal Spellman and Coach Ron St. George on a terrific season. So Mashpee wins the final one. So it's been great, my friend. I'll see you back in a couple hours for the Patriots and the Colts. Good night, everybody from Foxborough.
Today's MIAA